Welcome back to a new episode of George Manz Coins on YouTube. I'm here, of course, with George Manz. And today we're going to talk about an austerity measure from the R.M of Marquis. And we're seeing it more and more these days where governments pull weird ideas out of their hat to try and make things work in tough times. And today's episode is going to explore something that the Rural Municipality of Marquis did. So what's the backstory, George?
Okay, in 1931, the Rural Municipality of Marquis, which is near Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, realized that none of the people that lived in their municipality, particularly farmers, were paying their taxes. So they had very little money coming in. So in 1932, they decided that they were going to make some scrip in $1, $2, and $5 denominations. And they used this to pay some of their employees, such as teachers. And if, for example, if a farmer brought something that the municipality needed to buy, they would pay them in these. Now, these were supposedly only good for municipal indebtedness in the payment of their taxes and municipal taxes and school taxes.
Yeah.
So they paid some of their teachers and some of the farmers with this stuff. There's very few of these. They made them in very small numbers. The $1, they made 200 of them. The numbers from 1 to 200. The $2, they made 75 of them, from numbers 1 to 75. The $5 one they made 125 of, with numbers from 76 to 200. They're all made with slightly different paper. This one has, they're all on check paper, bank check paper. This one has the imprint of the Royal Bank of Canada. This one says Bankers here, made in Canada, and this one says Safety, made in Canada. They're quite interesting. They are signed by James Knox, who is the Reeve, and the Secretary Treasurer was Frank Hurd.
And as people have seen as we've on our close-ups that we do of these notes, that the signatures are just not in the same location on each of the notes. They alternate on them.
Right.
But as we talked about before we shot this episode, there were some challenges that they ran into with these notes, wasn't there?
Right. They're all federal and provincial governments make acts that allow only the federal government can issue money. So what one of the acts says is that each rural municipality, the treasurer must each day, whatever money comes in, they have to take it to a chartered bank and deposit it. Well, when they tried to do this with this in 1932, whichever bank was in Marquis looked at them and said, "This isn't money, we're not accepting this." So they're very difficult to get. Part of the reason is because some of these were stored in the municipal office, and it burned down in 1942. So there are a lot fewer of them than they issued.
So even of the 75 that were issued of this one, who knows how many went up in the fire? Same with the 20, with the 5, and same with the 1 is how many ever went up within the fire, because they also could not store them in the bank, because the bank only takes Bank of Canada money, not R.M of Marquis money. Wow, some interesting stories there with it. Anything else we should really know about these?
I just find it interesting. I got some of the information for this from the Charlton Paper Money book, as well as there's an even better description in Cecil Tannehill's book on Saskatchewan trade tokens and paper money.
How old, just on this book, because this is the first time we've actually seen it here, how old is this book?
This book would have been published in 1980. And Cecil Tannehill was a longtime Saskatchewan collector. He was at one time president of the Regina Coin Club. He was president of the Canadian Numismatic Association for a number of years. So he's quite a famous person, and the book is signed by him.
And it looks like 1980, it's probably the 75th anniversary of the province. It was probably funded by the province as one of the anniversary projects.
Right.
I know with our recent 100th anniversary, there were scads of projects that popped up, the history of the Jazz Society and other projects that I actually worked on myself. So it's nice to see something from the 75th anniversary as well. It looks like it's, just judging by the thickness, it's a very thorough history of everything that happened in Saskatchewan in terms of numismatics. And then it was great because we'd actually done a previous shoot of this episode, and then this book brought some more information to help us get even further on the R.M of Marquis dollars. Thanks for joining me today, George.
Thank you.